How do Swiss watches compare to those made in Japan? Watch enthusiasts from all over the world are currently shopping for a new timepiece, and they are torn between purchasing a Swiss or Japanese model. Hold on as we examine the skills and techniques used by both watchmakers to discover how these two countries rose to the top of the watchmaking world. Hi there, I'm Megan, and welcome to our channel. If you're new, please subscribe and tap the notification bell to be updated for more upcoming videos like this. And let's get started. Since the Swiss were the first native people to perfect the craft of watchmaking, they had a historical advantage. Switzerland was well known for its many watchmaking brands, and the exquisite and top-quality wristwatches that they produced long before Japan became a household name in the watchmaking industry. It's commonly accepted that Switzerland is where the story of wristwatches must begin. After all, Swiss brands like Rolex, Patek Philippe, and Omega had established themselves as industry leaders well before the mid-1950s Japanese watchmaking boom. Japanese timepieces have had and continue to maintain their reputation as being more innovative, while Swiss watches have maintained their long-standing reputation as being more opulent than their Japanese counterparts. For context, it should be noted that Japanese watchmakers are also to be credited for the invention of smaller and lighter watch batteries, which were essential to the development of modern watches as we know them today. Japanese quartz watchmakers nearly wiped out Swiss mechanical watches in the 1950s and completely revolutionized quartz watches, making them more comfortable and light. Japanese watchmakers rose to the top of the watch industry and became a formidable rival to the Swiss as a result of Swiss watchmakers sticking to long-standing traditions and refusing to produce quartz watches as the Japanese did. The Swiss continued to produce mechanical and automatic watches as usual and were forced to change their fortunes and re-establish their relevance in the market by implementing a massive marketing strategy. But despite having been rivals for many years, both watchmakers have maintained their distinctive watchmaking mechanisms, designs, and quality in such a way that choosing a watch from one of these brands is more often influenced by an occult following that it is by any of these distinctive qualities. Historically, Swiss watches have been created using a rather conventional abash mechanism as opposed to their Japanese counterparts. This suggests that independent manufacturers working under a contract with a Swiss watchmaker typically design the mechanisms of Swiss watches. Generally speaking, these independent producers must be situated in Switzerland and must strictly adhere to Swiss production standards. To put this into perspective, a watch is only generally referred to as Swiss if it has a Swiss-made movement. Even though this recent action by leading Swiss brands might seem to be a copy of the long-standing Japanese tradition, there are still many underlying differences that set both watchmakers apart. Japanese watchmakers have always used in-house mechanisms that are designed and anchored by the brands themselves to create their timepieces. They are consistently experts at producing watches using in-house movements. Because of their long-standing manufacturing strategy, the Japanese can produce their watches at a lower cost than their Swiss counterparts, which invariably drives down the price of Japanese watches. Since nearly all top Swiss brands have switched to using in-house movements, watch collectors and buyers may still disagree as to which watchmaker has the best movement. However, there is no disagreement as to which watchmaker has more affordable timepieces. But when can we expect to start seeing reasonably priced luxury Swiss timepieces on the market? Now, before we go deeper and discuss the buyer's preference and perspective about these two watchmakers, please give a thumbs up if you're enjoying this video so far. Also, if you want to support this channel more, you might want to try our Super Thanks, where your comments will be highlighted, or join our membership program to support this channel. The buyer's preferences and the type of timepiece They won't frequently play a major role in the decision between these two watchmaker brands. Because of these multiple factors, it has always been difficult to make a general judgment about which brand is superior to the other. As a result, watch enthusiasts tend to view whoever makes this claim as being almost irresponsible. However, it is undeniable that Swiss brands have for a while seemed to be degrading in terms of the quality and accuracy of their movements. This has been cited as the main justification for many top Swiss brands' recent switch to in-house mechanisms by many watch experts. Ironically, the retail prices of these Swiss watches have increased while they have maintained their exclusivity. On the other hand, Japanese watches have been the pinnacle of innovation in the watchmaking industry since their inception. In addition to producing all of their parts in-house, including the lubricating oils and watch paints, they also adhere to very strict quality control standards to guarantee that every Japanese watch is completely error-free and of the highest caliber. This commitment to excellence has largely confirmed the adage that Japanese watches are designed for people who only value perfection. Because of this, Japanese watchmakers have traditionally built their watches with accuracy and precision in mind, whereas Swiss watchmakers have long been more concerned with aesthetics and craftsmanship. The Japanese are widely regarded as having achieved these high standards because even their automatic timepieces are still as functional and reasonably priced, according to many watch buyers. Japanese watchmakers like Seiko and Miyota have gained notoriety for producing highly dependable timepieces at prices that are significantly lower than those of Swiss watches, while still having high-quality movements. Efficiency and functionality have always been at the center of the watchmaking process for Japanese timepieces. Japanese watches are made with precision and efficiency as their primary goals, with aesthetics only serving as a secondary consideration, in contrast to their Swiss counterparts, who place a greater emphasis on aesthetics. As a rule, Japanese watches don't have any elaborate cosmetic features or designs. Although Japanese watches have historically been very affordable, watch collectors and buyers have come to recognize their high quality and dependability and dispel the notion that they are inferior to Swiss watches over time. Which of the two brands is superior will always be a highly personal choice as long as human preferences and spending habits exist. Because they have traditionally been more expensive and prestigious, Swiss watches have always had a much higher value in terms of money. Therefore, Swiss-made watches are your best option if you prefer to own a timepiece that would double as a status symbol and potential store of value. On the other hand, Japanese timepieces have a long history of being thought of as high-quality, dependable, and inexpensive timepieces. So if your goal is to purchase a high-quality watch that is also affordable, a Japanese watch brand like Seiko would be the ideal option. Choosing a timepiece from each watchmaker's collection has traditionally helped watch buyers decide which brand of the two watchmakers is the superior one. They make sure that the price range and level of complications of these watches are the same. Then they continue by contrasting every element of the watches, including their movement's accuracy, casing, dial, bezel design, strap aesthetics, and everything else that can be compared. As to be expected, many people have chosen one of the two watchmakers because, in the end, personal budgets have a significant influence. One widely held belief among watch enthusiasts in the modern era that is quickly gaining ground is that Japanese watches are now much better and stronger and currently match the quality of Swiss timepieces. Therefore, affordability is important for a large portion of the younger generation, and many would confidently choose to own a Japanese timepiece instead. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. Were you aware that Rolex is a Swiss company? Also, I'm willing to bet that there are some facts about Rolex that you don't know. To learn more, click and watch the next video here.